This is a book review for The Painter's Secret Geometry, a study of composition in art. I really enjoyed this book. I ended up reading it twice, so I'm going to go through this book in case anyone else is interested in getting it. Monumental Art. This chapter discusses different techniques of how you can tweak the proportions of a person to make them look dwarf-like or giant-like, and also to make the space that they're in look either big or small. Ooh, this was very interesting, showing how by using different vanishing points, you can create a more open, airy space, rather than if it just had one vanishing point where all the lines were converging, it would form more of a wedge. And the frame, this chapter talks about how the frame can impose an armature to make compositional lines with different shapes of the frame, like circles, or even things that aren't a perfect rectangle but have different elements to them. Geometrical composition in the Middle Ages. This one talks about how theories of composition are used, like in mysticism. This also deals a lot with the golden ratio. The musical consonances. So this is a theory with how you can use music to create an armature with divisions of music theory. Geometry after the Middle Ages. So at this time, things are becoming slightly more simplified, and the use of perspective is used a bit more. Dynamic compositions. So this chapter talks about a lot with counterposto and using that not only in the figures but also different elements of the image. For example, like value. Composition in space. So this goes more into perspective and also having a more realistic space. Instead of before, it was more like an architectural backdrop, like a wall with figures in front of it, or a landscape type backdrop, kind of like you'd see figures in front of a stage with a painted backdrop like on a play. Picture framework in the 19th century. So this is getting even more simplified. So all these different theories with composition, like with using mysticism, isn't used as much, and more the compositional lines that the painters are using is more based off instinct rather than these different theories. Solutions of the problems in contemporary painting. So this is the most simplifying composition to the extreme. So, for example, simplifying the composition may only be dealing with chroma or value or very, very, very simple lines. And conclusion. So what I really found out about this book is the different history of composition and how that was used by painters all through history, and how there's really no right or wrong way to compose an image, and a lot of it is also with the fashions of the time if you want to be using theories for mysticism or other kind of different theories, like if you're trying to get a painting to match up the armature wise with music theory. I found this book really interesting. I ended up reading it twice. I really liked it. If you want to end up getting this book for yourself, I have a link in the description box below that will take you to Amazon where you can order it. And if you use my link, I do get a small percentage of the sale, so thank you for supporting my channel. And I only share books that I find really worthwhile, and I found The Painter's Secret Geometry worthwhile.